What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video of the Point After Podcast. Week 5 is here. It's Friday. That means it's best bet time, or best bets, I guess, because there are, I think I've got 15 on the slate for this week. Some of those are NFL, so I'm not going to cover. I think about 10 of them are college. And then I got player props, I got spreads, I got money lines, I got 5 or 6 preview videos are up on the channel for a specific game. If you're interested in watching one of those, just go to the channel, find the team or the game you're looking for. Like I said, I think I covered about 6 on Monday, and my opinions have not changed since those videos. We're so close to 200 subscribers, so I think we're like 2 or 3 off. If you'd hit that subscribe button, it really mean a lot to us. I'm getting ready to head up to Clemson this Saturday for Clemson versus NC State. So if you're going to be there, or if you're a Clemson fan, a Clemson native, and have any restaurants that I need to check out while I'm there, or anything specific I need to do while I'm in Clemson, let me know, because I'm really looking forward to it, and I don't really have a clue what I'm doing while I'm there, but I need some recommendations. So, but getting into it, while we're here, so this is our total record for the year so far. We've had a couple bad beats. We had the Utah choke in the swamp in week number 1. We had Arkansas losing last week with the missed field goal. So, as you can see, we're currently down 1.5 units. But if those 2 games go the way they should have, we're back in the green. So I'm not sweating it too much. It's only week 4, or we've only bet 4 times. And I've learned. I'm not going to show the whole sheet right now with all the plays. You can find those on our Twitter, especially all the plays for this weekend. The more we bet, the better we do. Week 0, we had 5 bets. We went 2 and 3. Week 2, we had 7 bets. We went 3 and 4. We had 10 plays on week number 1. We went 6 and 4. We had 12 plays in week number 3. We went 9 and 3. So the more we bet, the better we do. So I'm loading up the card for this week. There's a lot of games I like and a lot of lines that I am pretty much in love with. So swapping to. We're going to pull it up on DraftKings. I don't have anything on Friday night that I'm a big fan of. Matthew, for my co-host that y'all have been around for a while, I think he has Washington down. He's got Washington minus 2.5. It's moved up to minus 3 now. So I'm leaning Washington, but I also know how those Pac-12 after dark games go, and UCLA could be a trap game. I think Washington should win that. But I'm going to stay away. Matthew's taking minus 2.5. Tulane and Houston should be another weird game. We saw BYU. Who they play last night? Utah State covered against BYU. Middle Tennessee State and UTSA. I do have a player prop. I like Cunningham's over 19.5 completions on Prize Picks for the MTS game versus UTSA. And, that's it for Friday. So, tomorrow, moving down to Saturday, Michigan and Iowa. We and Matthew both are on Michigan money line. Now, it is minus 410, so you have to probably pair that with somebody else. We are both looking at the Minnesota. So, the Minnesota and Michigan parlay is like minus 1. I think it's like minus 192. So there's some value there. There's not a ton of value. Like, you're not going to go win a lot of money on it. But you're not here. If you're here to win a lot of money, then you're really just more gambling. This is more for making a profit. And again, this is not gambling advice. This is just how I think the games are going to go. Kentucky and Ole Miss. Matthew, I believe he teased Ole Miss down. So Matthew's got Ole Miss money line. I've got Kentucky plus 7. I'm not sold on Ole Miss yet. I'm really not sold on Kentucky either, but I think Kentucky's defense is really good, and Ole Miss has struggled with turnovers, so I like Kentucky plus 7 in that one. Like I said, I've liked Minnesota. Me and Matthew both do. Oklahoma, TCU. TCU's plus 6. I'm a fan of that. However, the Oklahoma, coming off a loss, trap game scenario, could be pretty scary. I got to check on my dog. Illinois, Wisconsin, no play there. Louisville minus Boston College. I want to check on Louisville's first quarter prop. Minus 3.5. I kind of like that. I kind of like Louisville minus 3.5, and I'm also a fan of the Louisville money line. If you compare that one with another team that should score easily and win big in the first quarter, I'd pick somebody that's maybe not playing anybody that good. Let me see. Fresno State, maybe. That's just one that catches my eye right now. But anyway, going back down, we'll go back to Navy Air Force. Air Force should win that. TCU and Kansas State. That's one that we both are leaning Kansas State on. Problem is Texas Tech is a real threat. So no official play there, but if we had a lean, it would be Kansas State. Utah and Oregon State. Utah should take care of business on that one. ECU should handle South Florida, even though they are on the road. South Florida is not good at all. Arkansas and Alabama. We're both heavy on Alabama. Obviously, Alabama should win that football game. We like Bryce Young over Bryce Young to score a rushing touchdown in that game. That's a player prop that we're a fan of. I'm taking Arkansas plus 17.5 because I think this game's kind of getting overlooked. Like everybody's going to Ole Miss and Kentucky and just kind of playing this one off as, oh, Arkansas lost to Texas A&M. Alabama should take care of business. Alabama should take care of business, but I'm still a fan of Arkansas plus 17.5. Alabama's won 4 of their last 5 road games by less than 3 points, I believe. So I know it's less than 5 for sure. So give me Arkansas and the points. Northwestern and Penn State. I think I've heard rumors Sean Clifford isn't playing. I don't know about that, but they should win that one regardless. Wake Forest and Florida State. Me and Matthew both are on Florida State money line minus 240. Again, if you compare that with somebody else, I got somebody I'm paired it with. I'll get to that in just a minute, but we're both on Florida State. Virginia Tech and North Carolina. I think Matthew's on North Carolina money line. I didn't really look into that much. I wasn't impressed with North Carolina's performance against Notre Dame. And Virginia Tech is a little bit better of a team than they were at the beginning of the year. It is a revenge game, so I think I'll agree with Matthew on that. I'll lean North Carolina. Oklahoma State and Baylor. Here's where things get interesting. Matthew don't have a play on it. I'm riding with Oklahoma State at plus 110. Mostly because, 1, it's a revenge game. 2, Oklahoma State has a really good defensive line. And 3, Oklahoma State hasn't played anybody. And I think for that reason, a lot of people are favoring Baylor. Spencer Sanders has sucked against Baylor the last couple of years, thrown an interception or 2. And basically every time he's played them, he has not been good against Baylor. I think this is pretty much his last hoorah. Go in there, win it on the road. Rematch from the Big 12 championship last year. I'm leaning Oklahoma State. I like Oklahoma State to win that game, but the biggest thing is why it's still a question mark to me is I haven't seen anything from Oklahoma State. Baylor played BYU and lost. BYU starting to look like a team that's not as good as everybody kind of thought they were, me included. Iowa State and Kansas. Give me Kansas road dog. Give me that. Or home dog, sorry. Kansas is number 1 in the Big 12 right now. I don't think many people realize that. Iowa State's a decent team. Iowa State's a team that should win games like this and could probably beat Oklahoma State, Baylor, Texas, Oklahoma. Beat one of those, I'll just kind of like a pure happenstance. But I like Kansas to win that one. Moving down just a little bit, Mississippi State, Texas A&M. Me and Matthew are both on Mississippi State. We're both hammered that money line. Minus 190, and honestly, I'd even consider taking the points as well, being that it's only 3.5. Maybe buy down, maybe buy 2 or minus 2. That'd be like minus 140, I think. Wazoo, give me Washington State. Cameron Ward. Josh Pate put me on Cameron Ward before the season started. I'm petting my dog. That's why I'm kind of out of frame here, keeping him under control so I can record this. Give me Wazoo. Cal had a pretty good performance against Notre Dame. I can't remember who they played last week, but I think Wazoo gets it done at home in that one. Cincinnati and Tulsa. Cincinnati should take care of business there. LSU and Auburn. LSU's 8-point favorite on the road. I have not seen anything out of Auburn's offense that tells me they can cover plus 8. Jaden Daniels is looking better as the LSU starting quarterback, so I like LSU minus 300 on the money line there. Troy and Western Kentucky. Troy had the big upset loss to App State on the road where they should have won that one. Western Kentucky has picked up another great transfer quarterback similar to Bailey Zappi last year, who's now at the Patriots. We actually did an interview with him last year. I've still talked to him a few times. I think Western Kentucky should edge out Troy in that one. Clemson and NC State, like I already mentioned, I'm going to that one. I've already gave a full breakdown prediction on that. Give me the NC State plus 6.5. That one's going to be a slobber knocker. You better mark your calendar to watch that one. Georgia should handle Missouri. Texas and West Virginia, that's another one that's kind of, I think Quinn may be playing in that. West Virginia, JT Daniels, Graham Harrell, Air Raid. If y'all know me, I'm an Air Raid guy. True and true. We've selling T-shirts, respect the raid. Like, Air Raid is where it's at. But if Texas's defense can play to the caliber they've played against Alabama, Texas just lost to Texas Tech last week. I think that's one of those games where if Quinn Ewers is playing and not Hudson Card, Texas wins that game. Texas really needs to win this one pretty bad, and I like them to win. I'm kind of leaning West Virginia plus 9.5 though, just because I don't really know what I'm going to get out of Texas. Are we going to get the performance they had against Alabama when they coming off of a loss, or are we going to get what we got last week versus Texas Tech? Nebraska, maybe they pick up win number 2 on the year. I don't know. Virginia and Duke. The Ramen Noodle Express is plus 2.5 on Virginia. I don't love it, but I think Brendan Armstrong could get them in a position to win that game. So I'd probably take the money line. There's more value there at plus 120. Space out your units or whatever. But Virginia plus 120 is okay to me. UAB should handle business on Ross. I think Ross had an upset win against ULL, so Louisiana Lafayette, last week or 2 weeks ago. San Jose State, Wyoming. That one's honestly, I may look at the over in that one. I feel like that game could go either way. Georgia Tech and Pitt. Give me Pitt. USC and Arizona State. Yeah, give me USC big. Their offense struggled drastically last week, so I'm leaning minus 25.5. Like I said, they struggled mightily last week against Stanford, who Oregon plays this week. I like Oregon money line minus 740. And that's all I've got for this. So let me get back to my official plays. I didn't talk about Eastern Michigan. I like Eastern Michigan minus 19.5. Florida State, I was talking about pairing them with somebody. I've got them paired with LSU money line. So all of our official plays this week we have a $10 teaser. We put $10 on the teaser of NC State plus 12.5, TCU plus 12.5. We've got Mississippi State money line, Oklahoma State money line. We've got Florida State money line paired with LSU money line in a parlay. I'm on Arkansas plus 16.5. I'm on Kentucky plus 6.5. I'm on Eastern Michigan minus 19.5. I'm on Wazoo Wazoo money line. Sorry. I'm on Michigan and Minnesota to both win, so a 2-team money line parlay there. I like Oregon. I like Louisville to both win. You probably have to throw someone else in there with that. Matthew is on Ole Miss money line. He's on North Carolina money line. He's on K-State. He's on Oklahoma. He's on Utah. And he's on Clemson. So we have some minor differences. Like, he's on Ole Miss to win. I'm on Kentucky to cover. He's on Clemson to win. I am too. I'm on NC State to cover. Apologies. He's on Tulane plus 8.5. Washington minus 2.5 tonight. Ole Miss minus 2.5. I already said that. And then Kansas, again, I think he's got them teased up to plus 8.5 if they're not already there. Then the 3-player props where you're both on. There's 3 guys. Muhammad Ibrahim rushing touchdown for Minnesota. Bijan Robinson rushing touchdown for Texas. Parlay those, it's like minus 110 somewhere in there. It's pretty good value there if you parlay those, or just go to Prize Picks, flex split. Throw on Bryce Young to score a rushing touchdown. That is pretty much all that I've got for this week, guys. If you want to ask any questions about our leans, now we have some plays on here that I didn't cover. We have some plays that we're leaning, like Coastal, Liberty and Old Dominion, FAU and North Texas. If there are any games like that you're interested in and want our input on, just go to our Twitter at TPA Podcast. Ask us there. We'll also be posting our NFL plays. Matthew's a lot bigger on the NFL than I am. We've got a few anytime touchdown parlays. I've got a few more Prize Picks I'll pull up really quick just to mention to you guys. I like Nick Singleton to score a rushing touchdown. I mentioned Chase Cunningham, more than 19.5 completions for Middle Tennessee State tonight. Evan Stewart should get more than 4.5 receptions, given that Anias, can't remember his name right now. Anias is out, the leading receiver for Texas A&M. All the targets should go to Evan Stewart. He had 5 or 6 last week, so I'm on that. Will Levis minus 8.5 rushing yards. I feel like he's going to move around in the pocket, maybe get enough, and I'll say enough as in 2 or 3 scrambles to get the minus 8.5 rushing yards. Spencer Sanders, 2 passing touchdowns. Again, I'm on Oklahoma State's going to win this game, so that Spencer Sanders prop kind of fits into that scenario. I'm on that. And I think that's all I've got. Let me pull up Matthew's text real quick and see if he sent me anything else. He's on, let's see here. Drake May over 1.5 passing touchdowns. So, again, that kind of leans in. That fits into his North Carolina money line. I'm leaning North Carolina money line, so I kind of like that as well. But thank you guys for tuning in so much. This was about 15 minutes long. First time I've actually got a chance to do my best bets on a Friday. It's the first time I've had a full slate that I'm really, really confident in. I said there's, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'm on 10 college plays if you count the Oregon pick. So, feeling really confident going into this weekend. Let me know in the comment section what you agree with, what you don't agree with, what you're on, and then again follow up with us on Twitter if you have any questions about games I did not cover. So thank you guys. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so we can reach 200 today, and I'll see you guys on Monday with recaps and more preview videos.